Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and this week of course I'm just going to be continuing on with Equilinox, which is going pretty well at the moment, and I'm actually hoping to finish it in the next few months, so probably around April or May, and then after that I think I'm going to spend another month or two just preparing for release, and then I will hopefully be able to release it in the summer around June or July. So obviously very exciting, looking forward to that a lot. But still loads of work to do between now and then, so I'm going to get started and I will show you what I'm working on later in the day. So this week I'm going to be doing quite a lot more stuff relating to the 3D picking system that I started work on last week, and there's actually quite a lot of things that I need to change and optimize and improve, and I've just been going through the code this morning and making a list of all of those things that I need to work on this week, and I'm just going to be making my way through this list over the next few days. It's just coming up to lunch and I've just found a bit of a bug with the picking up system. So when you put down an object and then pick it up straight away again, it actually crashes the game. And this is because there are two different types of objects, the static objects and the dynamic objects. And the static objects are stored in the static batch, but when they get picked up, they need to be switched to the dynamic batch so that they can move around. And then when I put them down again, they get switched back to the static batch. But because of the way that I've handled the updating of the batches, these updates don't have to happen straight away, especially switching back from dynamic to static. So when I pick up the static object for the second time, there's a chance that it might still be in the dynamic batch, which causes the game to crash. So I'm going to have another look at the batch rendering stuff and probably move a few things around again. I've just been spending all afternoon today looking into the performance of the GL read pixels method, which gets the color of a certain pixel on an off-screen image, which is something that I have to do for the 3D picking method that I'm using. And apparently it's a pretty slow method. I've been reading up all about it, and apparently it makes the CPU stall until the GPU has finished drawing everything, which isn't very good for performance. So I've been looking into ways of improving that, and apparently I can use pixel buffer objects to fix that problem, which is something that I haven't used before. So I've been reading up all about them, and I'm going to try implementing them now. It's 11:30 in the evening now, and I did get started with the pixel buffer objects, but I didn't really get much done. I'm still kind of learning how to use them, and I've also got to do some more stuff with the batch rendering system, which I still haven't fixed. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. This evening I've just been answering a few emails, but it's getting quite late now, so I'm going to get to bed. Good morning everyone, it is Tuesday morning, and today I'm just going to continue working my way through that list of loose ends for the mouse picking system. So once again I've been working on the batch rendering system this morning, which is a system that's been causing me trouble non-stop over the last few months, but it should now not be causing any more trouble, and hopefully I'll never have to work on it again. And basically what I had to do this morning was to make sure that memory updates for the same entity are carried out in the order that they're requested, because previously they were just carried out based on priority. So that has now fixed the problem with picking up and putting down very quickly of a tree. This afternoon I've been working on allowing for two circular highlights to be seen in the world at the same time, because previously I just had it so only one could be seen, but I realised that when an object is selected like this, you'd still want to be able to see which other object you're mousing over so that you can select another object. So I've altered the code around a bit, and it's now possible for two highlights to be displayed in the world at the same time. This evening I've been doing some cooking, and I've actually been trying to make one new recipe every single week, and today I've had a go at a Korean dish called japchae. It is Wednesday morning, and today I'm going to be having another go at getting pixel buffer objects to work so I can hopefully optimize the mouse picking code. I've been working all morning on the pixel buffer object code, and I finally got it to work. So basically now when I call GL read pixels, I have a pixel buffer object bound. And what this does is that it tells OpenGL basically that it doesn't have to carry out the pixel reading straight away. It can carry it out whenever it wants, and when it's finished it can store the results in the pixel buffer object, so I don't have to wait for it on the CPU. The CPU can just keep doing what it's doing, the GPU will carry out the request whenever necessary, and then I can get the result from the pixel buffer object. This afternoon I've been doing more work to optimize the 3D picking system by instance rendering all of the bounding boxes of the objects. So all of these boxes can now be rendered in a single draw call, which as you can see is allowing it to run at very high frame rates. Just been tidying up all of the code for the 3D picker and for the rendering of the bounding boxes, just making sure it's all as optimized as possible, and as you can see it's now running very fast, which is nice. And I also reduced the resolution of the FBO which all the bounding boxes are rendered to, so that helps to speed things up a little bit as well. This evening I've just been testing the performance of the pixel buffer objects on my laptop, and that seems to be all fine. And also I've just been making my way through this list, fixing a few more things. So I just fixed a crash that was happening sometimes with the 3D picker, and I've also been getting rid of a random circular highlight which was always showing when you started up a new world, even though there were no entities there. So I've just been fixing that as well. It is 8:30 on a lovely sunny Thursday morning, and today I'm going to be working on the GUIs which pop up whenever you select an entity, giving you information about that entity. So to start off today, I've created a method to convert a 3D world position into a 2D position on the screen, and I've used that to create a GUI next to an entity when you click on it. So you can see here, whenever I click on a 3D entity in the world, it brings up an empty GUI next to it, and on this GUI is going to be information about that entity. But for now it only works when the GUI is created and not when the camera is rotated, so I obviously need to fix that. I've got the GUIs working with the camera rotation now, so that's all fine. They even follow the sheep when the sheep move around, and I added a little green kind of border to the left just to try and make it look a bit nicer. It's 11:30 and I've just been adding text to the GUIs and having a little bit of trouble with the scale of the text. So as you can see, the scale of the text is actually changing correctly, but when it does, it seems to mess up the position of the text in the GUI. So I'm just going to have a look into that and see why that is happening. 2 o'clock now, and I just finished fixing the problem with the scaling text. So that's all working now. The GUIs are now displaying correctly, and I just need to fill these in with a bit more information about the entities, and I'm just stopping for some lunch now. So for the rest of the week now, I'm just going to be working on videos, and this afternoon I'm working on Sunday's shadow tutorial, which this week is about making the shadows look nice and soft and smooth around the edges. It is 9:30 on Friday morning, and I've just started editing this week's behind the scenes devlog video, which is going out this evening. So that is going to be pretty much it for this video. It's 2 o'clock at the moment, so I'm just about to have some lunch. This morning I've just been editing together this behind the scenes devlog video, and I've pretty much finished that, so this afternoon I'm going to be moving on to this week's tutorial. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.